Hey everybody! Welcome back. Northernlion plays a Binding by the Guide for the Plus. I just want not to be... Ooh, we're gonna be at the back half. The Lost again? You wouldn't. Yeah, okay, Eden. Whoa, it's a blast from the past. Remember when for like a year we only did Eden runs? Here we are. 13DM, 10 watt. We got HP and Potato Peeler and Death's Touch. Yo. Okay, first off, yeah, whatever. I'm lame. There you go. Get rid of this freaking... Wiggle Worm. Unnecessary. Death's Touch, mostly awesome for piercing shot abilities. I think the damage kind of comes out in the wash. But, you know, because it gives you a tears down in conjunction with your damage up. But piercing shots, you know, amplify. I was listening for a key. Penny, that's fine. They amplify all of your damage. So obviously there's big bonuses there. Now the thing is, old NL... He's a rebel, Dottie. He lives dangerously. Old NL is looking at Potato Peeler, and he's like, well, bare minimum, you can play it at least once. Get that early cube of meat. Why not? You got a Spirit Heart backing you up. You got 3 HP. You got a good chance to get HP from this upcoming boss. Or even the item room, for that matter. Why not? And old NL, he makes a pretty good case. New NL is actively trying to value HP a little bit more highly and seeing how that affects his runs. Because you've been in a little bit of a spotty situation lately, and at the end of the day, HP is what you use to stay alive. It's also what you use to trade for maybe better items than a single orbital, or at least a better orbital, like a sacrificial dagger. So I'm just trying not to get super greedy as of right now. And I think, here's the thing. An orbital, oh no. It's the first time we've been hit by Steven like that in a long time. An orbital is an orbital whenever we use it, you know? HP could mean something for us and then also create an orbital later. Regular? No, not regular, Steven. I'm not even worried about the curse room right now. And it's hard. You know, you gotta have resilience. You gotta have discipline to change your patterns, your thought patterns, and the habits you have in the game. You know, they're called habits for a reason. It's from the Latin habis, which means thing that you do without thinking about it. I just totally made that up. That was fake news. Unless I'm right, in which case, accidentally correct news. Either way, you know, we gotta constantly, actively, consciously remind ourselves. For now, you know, value the HP. Now, if we get Shoop to Whoop here, that's a different story. Because I'll probably feel comfortable using Potato Peeler once or twice. Okay, we don't have to worry about it. What are we even talking about if we get Potato Peeler there? We're never going to get Potato Peeler there. Or we're never going to get Shoop to Whoop there. Are you insane? A little bit of a risk here to use our key to open the golden chest. But it mostly worked out, I think. And to be honest, having found the secret room, we might actually be able to access our item room via that as well. Now, the Potato Peeler does give you a damage up as well. But the damage up is somewhat minor. All I'm getting at is, hey, basically, the Potato Peeler is like money. Oh, dude, we can use a bomb. Do we want it? Yeah, we want to use a bomb. The Potato Peeler is like money, you know? It's stored value. We can use the Potato Peeler. Oh, okay, well, we'll probably use it right now. Never mind. I had a whole bit planned. That bit is now over. Let's use it once, and then we have the D20. Use the D20 right here. I was hoping maybe we'd get some live bombs. It's not D20, sorry, it's the Infinity, but you get the idea. I think I figured out, by the way, when Kate and I were playing Stardew Valley, I figured out why I'm not a hoarder in video games. Or in real life, for that matter. You know, like, I'm not really loot-driven in a lot of these games. Dude, this is so not worth it. Just think about it for 2 seconds. And you're like, do you really want to go through the riddle of the freaking Sphinx just to get an unknown pill? Probably not. Basically, I can't remember. I sold some stuff that we could have possibly used in the future. I think it's like a bait it was a fishing bait situation. Kate's like, hey, I got like 200 bug meat. You can use that to make bait because I'm like the resident fisherman. And I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing. I sold all the bug meat. Because it's taken up too much space in our or in our chests here. And rather than make another chest, I would rather just yeet that meat. Just in case here. And then she's like, yeah, but what if you need bait in the future? And I'm like, well, I turned the bug meat into money that I can use to buy bait. Now, maybe it's a slightly inefficient transfer, but that's the thing. Money in video games, except for Streets of Rogue, doesn't take up inventory space, you know? It's just a free-floating concept in the air, as frightening as that is. And you can use that for anything. It's like having a wild card. I don't know where I'm going with this. So I do want to pick up a deal with the devil. And then, yes, as you might have expected, we are going to get a little funky with this one. And the first roll there is not beautiful. But we didn't expect it to be beautiful. Because we also... let's go peep the boss trap room. But we didn't expect it to be beautiful necessarily because of the fact that... we had Death's Touch. Getting a big item early basically means you don't expect your first rerolls to be as good because you'd have to get basically as lucky again. If that makes sense. Grab it. And then I kind of want to peep the curse room as well, but we'll see how things go. Now we got to evaluate this on a case-by-case basis. But I'll tell you, I'm stoked because we have picked up enough money now to make the shop worthwhile as well. And dude, I'm feeling... Are you listening to the tunes of my discourse right now? I'm feeling switched on from the Isaac strategy standpoint. Now, gotten a little bit lucky perhaps as well. Hold on. I got the panic that can only come with 4 unread Discord messages. It's Team Unity docket preparation again. I'll tell you, I'm not worried about pulling the veil back on this one. I got actually mad at Dan. He's been suggesting WoW Classic for like 3 weeks, even though literally everybody in Team Unity has said no multiple times. Everybody that watches Team Unity has weighed in, and it seems like they're not optimistic about it. They don't really want to see it. Everybody in his own community / personal Discord weighed in, and there was not much interest for it as well. And yet he keeps asking. And I'm not shy to admit that I said, hey Dan, as a friend, I want to let you know you're being really annoying right now. Because every time you suggest WoW Classic, a game that we're obviously not gonna play, it just makes it more likely that we're gonna end up not having something on the docket for Tuesday. We're gonna spin our wheels and be like blamp, 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 and then not actually provide the best possible entertainment that we could. But now I'm kind of pining for the days when he suggested WoW Classic all the time, because he was like, what if we did a one-off Minecraft stream? And I'm like, dude, how are you gonna do a one-off Minecraft stream? It doesn't make any sense. It's like one of the most... Look, I love Minecraft, and our Team Unity Minecraft series was a ton of fun. Simultaneously, though, I'm like, first off, we just finished it a few months ago. Secondarily, I don't think you could do a one-off Minecraft stream. Even if, you can do one-off, like, mods and mazes and stuff like that, but even then, when you consider the amount of setup time it would require, we'd probably want to squeeze more than 1 week out of it. I'm open to doing stuff like that in the future, but I don't think it's likely to be a 1 week sort of jam. But anyway, I think we're just kind of stalling until Borderlands comes out anyway. And I'll tell you, I mean, I feel no strong opinion one way or the other for Borderlands. I don't love Borderlands. I don't hate Borderlands. I'm just kind of like, I get it. It's kind of like Diablo with guns. So probably me and Malf are the hardest sells. But if we're in, then let's give it a dang old try. Man, I would really like this I'm excited pill to burn out ASAP. You would be surprised, by the way. I know it comes up now and then. The thing is, when you only have to choose a game for you to play, is very easy. You know, that's why the NLSS docket, it takes a little bit of prep. Not as much as they used to. We're on the same wavelength most of the time now. But it takes a little bit of prep, because sometimes you're like, oh, I'd really like to play X, and then one person's like, I hate X. Sometimes a person's like, I really want to play Y, and you're like, well, I hate Y, so... What it really comes down to, I think, is that sometimes the audience, and even the streamers, honestly, are guilty of forgetting what the purpose of the stream is. I always, and I think, I'm not going to say anybody's bad about it, but I think Dan in particular is very good at it, and I try to remember it myself as well. And that's that, you know, the purpose of the stream is not to play a game that you want to play. The purpose of the game is, or the purpose of the stream, I should say, is to provide entertainment for an audience. I very rarely will veto a game because I personally dislike it. The only reason I would do it is because if I personally dislike it, I think it's not going to be as entertaining. But there's plenty of games, sometimes people are very wrong in my opinion. They say things like, and it gets inside of streamers' heads. They say things like, if you're having a fun time playing a game, let me out please, then it'll be a fun time to watch. Oh, that's just definitely false. Let me throw some... I'll throw every single one of my friends under the bus with, like, equal opportunity, okay? Hold on. I'll re-roll this. Why not? We got piercing shots again. These stats seem amazing. Except maybe shot speed, but who cares? I'll start with myself. I found the Zachtronics, like, programming style games very fun. I got hit with a lot of Resident Sleepers. Now, did some people go, this was a lot of fun? Yes, but, you know, viewership was down, and by and large, most people were like, this is kind of a snooze. Which is fine. You know, games are allowed to be good, but maybe not that watchable. Without, you know, that being... You know, let me put it this way. A game's quality is not determined by how fun or unfun it might be to watch. Mouth? I love my good friend Mouth. I watch him play almost anything. I watch him play Car Simulator, even though I have no idea what's going on. Something about, you know, when he's been playing Knights of the Old Republic, it's not for me. But he's having fun with it, and that's cool. Austin's the easy one. When Austin plays Dota, I just have, you know, I'm just not interested, to be honest. He's having a good time, but for me, I don't find it that entertaining. You get the idea, basically. I think that's a lie that viewers sometimes tell streamers to make them feel better. Is if you're having fun, the audience has fun. It does help. But one of the most popular streams recently was a stream where we played Project Winter. And on that stream, I wouldn't say I didn't have fun, but there were parts of that stream where I was not having very much fun. And people were like, that's the most entertaining thing of all time. And in that in and of itself makes it fun. Because, you know, as long as I'm not here to have fun. I know that sounds like negative. I don't really mean it like that, but it's kind of the truth. Figured we'd go for it here. If I can have fun and be entertaining, then that's cool too. What an accidental dodge. But for the most part, it's like, you know, I'm here to provide entertainment. I would rather finish up like a stream and be like, I didn't have that much fun, but the stream was really entertaining, than be like, I had fun playing video games for 3 hours and the audience fell asleep. I could get a healthy dose of both. But I prefer the ones that are entertaining, even if it is at my own expense. Anyway. So people always suggest stuff for Unity, and they're like, I don't see why it's so hard. Why don't you guys just play Left 4 Dead 2? And then I'm like, well, you know, half of Team Unity, myself included in that half, thinks that Left 4 Dead 2 is like the most boring video game of all time. No offense. And I really mean no offense. I mean, I played a lot of Left 4 Dead 2, you know, 11 years ago when it came out, but maybe like 8 years ago when it came out, but still, you know, why don't you just play Divinity? Well, you know, me and Malf played almost all of Divinity. Well, Malf played almost all. I think he and Josh were at like the final boss before things fell apart. Me and Mathis played, you know, maybe half of Divinity. I don't want to spend... I'm all in for when like a new Divinity comes out. I think that would be a great Team Unity game, but I don't want to replay like 30 hours of Original Sin 2, as good as that game is. Why don't you play Payday the Heist? Well, there's members of Team Unity that think Payday the Heist is the most boring game ever made. Why don't you play Rainbow Six Siege? Dan, for whatever reason, he wants to play WoW Classic, but whenever he talks about Rainbow Six Siege, he's like, there's too many operators and abilities, I can't get my head around it. You know, it's hard to find a game that works perfectly. And that's when people are like, you still haven't figured out the Unity game? It takes something very special for Unity to work. I think Borderlands could work, although I'm telling you, if Claptrap starts talking to me, he's got about a 22-second window. After 22 seconds of Claptrap talking, I'm muting all dialogue in the game. Why not? I can't fly anymore, so let's not walk on the spikes too much. Can I just tell you, I don't know where we're at in this run, but I see an opportunity to end our incredibly long guppy drought. We should have, I think we only have one guppy item that I've seen. This is a very deal with the devil rich run here. Wait, what were we at? Necropolis 1. Okay, so we're not super far ahead of schedule. I'd actually like to yeet Mom's knife to get range. You're not going to hear me say that all that often, but it's the honest to goodness truth right now. So I'm eager for our next reroll. But we definitely are going to hit a point where we just want to stick with where we're at. I'm just looking for bomb synergies that could have hurt us there, blah, blah, blah. I've actually been enjoying the kind of like this weird period in Team Unity where we've been trying to find stuff that works and playing, you know, asymmetrical multiplayer games, and yeah, maybe Person X doesn't like it that much. Okay, we'll throw that in the back burner for a bit, and then we'll try, you know, this game that Person Y suggested. Oh, I don't really like it. Okay, we'll go back to the drawing board. You get the idea. It takes time. It's like talent scouting, you know? We're on ZipRecruiter. We're scrolling through resumes. I don't know how ZipRecruiter works. Let's just be honest here. I don't work in the business. I barely work in a business. I'll tell you, though. This will be win 8. My confidence is not fully returned. But it's definitely starting to... Oh, didn't see you there. It's definitely starting to get there. Certainly, I would say, like... I don't know, 3 of the last 5 runs have been, if you include this one, have been absurdly good. Just like unbelievably out of control good. Like if we wanted to, we could speed up and, you know, we could probably finish this run certainly in under 25 minutes, I think, if we really booked it. And I don't know, I shouldn't jinx it, that might happen regardless, but wow, doubled our rate of fire, huh? Or, well, halved our rate of fire, to be actually accurate. But, you know, you go through stretches of good luck, you go through stretches of bad luck, and I really, honestly, I very rarely complain about my luck in Isaac, because I've been of the opinion that I maybe have had above average luck, and I know it might sound self-serving to say maybe, but the thing that makes me say maybe is not like a sense of personal bias so much as like a sense of like, you know, with 3,000 episodes, how could I possibly say that I've been like way above average lucky? You know, I've got the law of large numbers on my side. You would think that if my runs are not really, they can't be above average. If anything, I've done so many, they should like mathematically define the average. But you know, I'm not going to complain about having an average run either, by my perception at least. But I think that maybe we've hit a stroke of, you know, positive luck recently, but we went through a period of what I think was kind of clumped negative variance. I think we went through a period where we were, you know, by hook or by crook, kind of getting screwed. So, you know, I'm enjoying this period of, you know, it was like I was falsely imprisoned. And then, like, you know, a Netflix documentary came out, so I got, like, released from prison. And then for, like, a little bit, you're, like, a celebrity, and you're like, yo, this is really cool. And then, you know, after, like, a couple of weeks, they're like, oh, the new seasons of Riverdale is on. And you're like, oh, I'm just back to, like, a normal human existence now. As normal as it can be, at least. What a horrible shot. What a terrible bit of damage as well. Okay, I'll tell you. I think in this case we want a deal with the angel. Why? Well, because it's free. I don't know. Let's get weird with it. Why not? That's gonna hurt. I saw the shots coming in and I was like, I did not react fast enough for that. And then the boss rush is still open. It's not worth it. We would probably come out ahead, but again, you know. I've also simplified my life, you know. I don't want to fight Hush. I don't want to fight boss rush. You know, if there's new characters, we'll definitely have to do that when the DLC comes out. Let's not get ourselves, like, burnt out. That's perfect. Okay, so we got lower range, which doesn't matter at all because we have Brimstone. And we got much greater rate of fire and a little bit better damage. Are we dude, we're Guppy. We're Guppy or we have the mulligan. It's finally happened. I don't know. It could be either. I'm choosing to believe we have Guppy. Well, let me put it this way. We definitely had 9 lives because we're at 11. We definitely have Guppy's collar because of the question mark. So that's 2 out of 3 Guppy items right there. So I would assume our long nightmare is over. We can't tell visually because we have Gimpy, but anyway. Dude, thank you. You know what it is? I think it's like they know we're going to PAX soon. That's okay. And at PAX we'll probably peep some new Isaac stuff, so they're like, let's be a little nicer to him. Maybe his critical eye will be softened a little bit for PAX. Nah, everybody knows I'm the harshest critic. YouTube and Twitch. Whenever I play a game, people are like, oh no, watch out. What's NL gonna say about this one? Okay, this is where we stop, because it's the greatest run of all time. We're shooting Oops All Brimstone edition of Fruity Pebbles. Give me a spacebar item or you're a coward. I'll take Krampus's. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So this is like, it's over, brother. This is an incredible run. I really, like, Isaac has been good to me. Not just in general, but, like, over the past few days. I will say, like, you know, it's like one of those things you only, when someone's having success, you kind of only see the results of that success. You don't see the work that goes in on the back end, right? You know, when you see, I'm trying to think of a sports hero who has not been disgraced. I was going to say, well, you know, when you see Lance Armstrong, all you see is a 7-time Tour de France winner. What you don't see is him, you know, taking out pints of his blood when he's at high altitude and then, you know, re-injecting it into himself when he's in the mountain stages of the Tour de France. So he has an extra high platelet count and an unfair advantage over some of his competitors, even though a lot of them are probably doing the exact same thing. Then I was like, well, all you see is Tiger Woods winning the, you know, winning all 4 majors, getting the Grand Slam in the course of a single calendar year. What you don't see is all the, oh yeah, the whole, okay, well, it's like when Maria Sharapova was doing so well and she won, oh, when the PEDs, okay, and, all right, well, it's like when you watched me playing Flappy Bird at Champions of Fire 2, you know? All you see is this dude tapping on the screen at the right time. You go, oh, he's so lucky. What you don't see is the hours and hours of grueling practice in my bathroom practicing Flappy Bird. Which was really hard because they took the official game off the marketplace like 6 years ago. So you don't know, you're playing, you know, Flap Bird Classic or whatever. You don't know if it's got the exact same physics. It could be just slightly off by enough to screw you. Well, remember when I said we'd be done this run in 25 minutes or less if we rushed? Thank you. Turns out, this was not a rush at all. We just got literally like, if you re-roll from this, you're a madman. You're a madman. I just don't want anti-grav. Although, you know, it'll probably be funny, so let's do it. I don't think it literally changes anything, to be honest. I'll tell you, if we didn't have Guppy before, we definitely have it now. This feels like a symbolic run for me. Not just because we've got these beautiful Olympic rings here. I guess all the Olympic rings are not red, huh? Always remember, isn't it like the Olympic rings, there's like one for each continent? Isn't that what's symbolic? And you're like, okay, North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa. I guess get bent, Australia. Or Oceania, sorry. We still call it Australia as a continent here. That's, you know, we're 22 minutes in. Wait, what do the Olympic rings mean? It represents the 5 continents of the world. How many continents are there? There are 7 continents. Oh, okay. Well, one of them's Antarctica. So, you know, the Antarcticans aren't going to be that offended. They're not represented on the Olympic rings, I think. Mostly because I don't think there are any actual Antarcticans. I don't think human settlements existed in Antarctica until research stations started popping off. I could be wrong. But, yo, Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania, Papua New Guinea, you guys got any complaints about the Olympic rings? Hey, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!